Hi, welcome back. So today I'll be sharing with you guys a little tutorial of how I do Guerilla sketches, which is a great drawing exercise for drawing from life and for training your hand and your eye to coordinate. This is my second video in a series I made for my friend Callie to help her learn how to draw. You can go find the first one on Blind Contour Sketches. I'll link it here. So, what are guerrilla drawings? I don't mean the primate. I mean more like tactical warfare. Only 3 to 5 minutes. You can go longer if you want. And basically, you're gonna get a sketch pad, preferably one with rings, because that's easier to manipulate. There's no like flopping around with the bound sketchbooks. Then you want a little pen or pencil that has a nice breadth so you can get a variation in texture or pressure. It's much harder when you have something that's very fine like a ballpoint pen. You don't want to do your drawings with that, okay? I got this cute little lead pencil that's really thick from my friend Ariane. So thanks to her. I'm going to use this today. As usual, the best drawing tool is the one you have with you. Like for photographers, the best camera is the one you have on you. Okay, so yesterday I went to the Jardin des Plantes to do a little field research for an art project. And I took a few photos. I didn't feel like actually drawing there and filming myself because there were so many people and it was kind of dark. So I took a picture and I'm gonna just draw from that. And I actually hate when people draw from photos, but this is a compromise that I am willing to make. Speaking of gorillas, this is actually, I think, these are actually gorillas here. Wait, no, or apes. Some sort of hairy ape. So for a blind contour sketch, generally speaking, you're going to be outside or somewhere where you have sculptures or models or people maybe even moving around. Or if you're lucky in a figure drawing class. I'm basically sharing in this series the best drawing exercises, advice, tools, techniques, etc. that I've found over the past almost 2 decades of art, lessons, school, teaching, yeah. And you're gonna need 3 to 5 minutes of just looking at what you're drawing and then drawing very freely exactly what you see on your pad. And looking with a mixture of 80% at your subject and 20% at your paper. So this is a step up from the blind contour drawings that I talked about in my last video. There, I really wanted you to make that connection between your eye and your body of drawing exactly what you see and not what you think things are supposed to look like. So this is the whole point. You want to draw down very quickly. The time urgency also forces you to build this connection to actually draw what you see and feel. So you develop over time this feeling when you do more of these exercises of how to draw exactly what you see. Because one of the big paradoxes of figure drawing is that oftentimes, and in life in general, the more you try to make it the way you think it's supposed to look, it has the opposite effect, which means you draw an eye, a nose, a face, a mouth, a dog, a cat, whatever. And because you have a notion of what it's supposed to look like in your mind, you are so concentrated on the paper that you don't actually look at your subject enough to draw what you see. And then that shows up as it being totally wonky, messed up, and cartoonish, or just weird, okay? So here we're doing a mixture, once again, of 80% looking at your paper, 20% looking at the subject. So in this case, pretend that I'm inside the Galerie de l'Évolution in the Museum of Natural History in Paris. I have my photo here, which, don't draw from photos if you can, please. But yeah, do as I say, not as I do. Only in this instance, though. Okay, I'm going to start doing a little drawing to demonstrate. I'm going to put on my timer for, let's say, 5 minutes. Let's be generous, okay? 3 to 5 minutes. is good enough. And then you can continue to 10 or 15 minutes later on, all right? Let me go get my timer. Be right back. Hey, so I set my timer for 5 minutes, my cute little kitchen timer, and I'll start right around now, and I'll show you my paper, okay? Hey. Okay, so let's start. Now, I'm beginning this footage in real time so you can get an idea of how fast I'm actually drawing, moving my pencil, and I'm going at least this quick, well, personally, if I'm doing a 3 to 5 minute sketch. And you already noticed that I'm going a lot faster than in my last video for a blind contour drawing, because the whole idea with the blind contour is to learn that sense of observation divorced from what you're doing on the paper. So there you get as much time as you want. But here the idea with the Guerilla sketch is to really use that time pressure to almost force yourself to be intuitive. So you've got this element of knowing how to look, how to really draw what you see, and then making your hand translate that onto your paper. So this is why I recommend you start with a blind contour and then graduate to doing these quick from life sketches. And obviously, if you want to be more advanced, you can do this where lots of people are moving around, etc. And the whole notion is I'm starting out with a lot of the major forms and then going in with some more details, but you'll notice soon enough in your Guerilla sketches that you actually sense the shapes and the weight and composition of everything. It's not just an outline. Okay, now I'm doing another little snippet in real time to remind you of my actual speed. So this is real time, this is my speed that I'm drawing, all natural. And yeah, you're going to get a sense of how weight is distributed or how light falls on the form, more so than when you're just drawing contours in the previous exercise. So that is all good. I'm speeding it back up. What else can I say about Guerilla sketches? Well, a lot of subjects that would be ideal for this, I recommend you go to a place that has a lot of people, like maybe a cafe or a library, but also museums are great. You know, I really recommend you go draw in museums. For example, sculptures, or even the people there. Even if you just find someone on their phone who's not moving around, that could be good, unless if they're just slouching and not doing an interesting pose. But here, anyways, now you can see what I've done in these 5 minutes. I've done a general outline of a major portion of this image with the main apes hanging on this tree. Now I moved the camera so you can see from another angle how I'm drawing, maybe a bit closer up. You see, I'm still getting in a lot of these details, and because I've had decades of drawing, to be honest, it's easier for me to intuitively integrate these details even when I'm drawing very quickly. It's kind of like learning how to dive when you're swimming. It's very scary or intimidating at first, so people aren't able to, for example, go head first and keep their body straight for a good dive into the water. But as you get more confident, you'll be able to build this ability, and you'll be able to translate all of these details very promptly. So now you see I'm doing a great little tour of the entire composition, the entire image. I'm really translating the curves, and you don't see any straight lines, okay? Now I'm speeding up the video. What you saw before was my real speed. So, with the Guerilla drawing, you see here that I have no straight lines. And with a lot of beginners, you'll notice in the drawings that they're very hesitant, they're very scared, kind of like that diver when you're first learning how to go into the water. And it's natural, it's normal to be expected, but you see that I have a lot of these little lines, curves, everything, every single line I draw is curved. Also, there's a lot of variation in my line pressure. Another important aspect of your drawing, once you get more comfortable, more advanced, is you'll notice a lot of variation and contrast in your lines. So you can do other exercises for that, which I'll show you later. But overall, I did another 3 minutes here for the rest of the image, for the other ape figures in the photo, and yeah, that's about it. So now I'm just going to show you a close-up view so you can get a better idea of what it looks like. Here we go. Now you see everything is really organic, and I really translated the essence of the image. Hey, so I just wrapped up 2 little sessions of gorilla sketches, of literal gorillas, I think. So I'm going to show you right now. This is the image, okay? Ideally, go to some sort of sculpture museum or place where there's a lot of people that you can draw. Maybe they'll be moving around, but that's fine. Here, you could see I was drawing a lot faster than in my blind contour drawings. And you see the idea here is to not get hung up on what it's supposed to look like and to just really draw instinctively what you see. So over time, it gets more and more accurate. And yeah, I did one session of 5 minutes and another session over here of 3 minutes. Do this with people, but I did this with a little nature setting of apes. Yeah. Okay, so that wraps up my session and tutorial for gorilla sketches. So the main difference here with gorilla sketches compared to blind contour drawings is that in the last video, we start out very slow, we get every detail possible, and we build our sort of eye-body-mind connection through very sensitive observation. Now, this type of drawing exercise, which is 3 to 5 minutes, very fast, and you're looking 80% of the time at your subject, 20% of the time at your paper. So you're adding a bit more looking observation. So you want to get that physical resemblance there. At the same time, you're not keeping your eyes glued to the paper. So you're really building this ability to draw what you see and not what you think things are supposed to look like, which is going to help you in the long run, okay? Because if you can't even draw what your literal eyes are seeing in front of you, how are your hands, your body supposed to obey your mind's eye when you go past all this basic level of figure drawing, yada, 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 and go to the real capital A-R-T, art, and you draw what's in your mind's eye, right? I hope you enjoyed this. You could go find the other videos on my channel if you want to learn how to draw. Well, Callie, I hope you enjoyed this. And if you're not Callie, I hope you enjoyed this too. You can find me on Instagram under La Princesse des Beaux-Arts. And stay tuned for next week. I don't know what I'll be doing. Maybe some, oh yeah, next week I'll do an assortment of weird drawing exercises my art teacher at a French art school hit us with on the first day of class. Stuff that you've never heard of, probably. Okay? All right. Bye. Mwah. See ya.